Call of Duty is easily one of the most recognizable games in all of pop culture. It's been cited for its controversy, its impressive number of fans, and its general impact on the first-person shooter genre. Although some gamers might shrug off Call of Duty as just another shooter, there's something inherently impressive about a franchise that's managed to stay relevant for over 15 years. Across dozens of games, the Call of Duty franchise has continued to provide entertainment for fans of the shooter genre, generating plenty of fun facts and secrets. Today, we're going to take a deeper look at this historic first-person shooter franchise, and hopefully uncover some intriguing information along the way. Welcome to Zero Deaths, where today we'll be counting down 15 things you didn't know about Call of Duty. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so you'll never miss one of our videos. Now, let's fight for honor and country as we brave the battlefield and uncover some interesting facts about Call of Duty. Number 1. It's the best-selling first-person shooter franchise ever. Gamers love to play Call of Duty, clearly evidenced by the massive amount of cash that the franchise pulls in year after year. When the first Call of Duty released in 2003, it managed to place within the top 10 best-selling games of the year, with gamers purchasing close to 1 million copies domestically. Since then, the franchise has gained massive worldwide success, with over 300 million copies sold. Not only is it the best-selling first-person shooter franchise of all time, but it's also the most successful game series developed in the United States, with one of the biggest player bases in all of gaming. All in all, Call of Duty has raked in over $15 billion, which isn't a huge surprise when you consider just how prevalent the series has become. Number 2. There are 16 main Call of Duty games. If there's one thing that can't be argued when it comes to Call of Duty, it's the consistency of their releases. In the 17 years that Call of Duty has existed, there have been 16 major installments, with dozens of various downloadable expansions, handheld spin-offs, and free-to-play modes. Even when compared to other major franchises like Halo, Call of Duty easily comes out on top with the most games released. While not every Call of Duty has been fantastic, most of the mainline games are well worth experiencing. With a plethora of unique storylines and settings, there's more than enough variety to justify the significant number of sequels. Number 3. The Call of Duty narrative covers 5 periods of war. At the beginning of the Call of Duty franchise, most of the games revolved around World War II. Many first-person shooters in the early 2000s focused on this monumental global conflict, but after a while, the series started branching out. Over its 17-year lifespan, the Call of Duty franchise has taken players to 5 distinct periods of warfare, some real and some fictional. Besides World War II, players have experienced the Cold War and Vietnam War in Call of Duty Black Ops, while the modern warfare games bring the action into the modern day. It has also jumped ahead into the near and distant future, but many fans quickly grew tired of the futuristic elements, prompting the recent return to current-day conflicts. Number 4. 3 main studios develop Call of Duty. Games take a long time to make, and in order to stay on their yearly release schedule, the creation of Call of Duty games are split across 3 major developers. If you've ever played a few Call of Duty titles and wondered why they felt so different, this is your answer. The studio with the most seniority is Infinity Ward, who developed the first 2 Call of Duty games as well as the Modern Warfare titles. Treyarch Games is responsible for the Black Ops series, so you can thank them for the invention of Zombies mode. Finally, the newest studio, Sledgehammer Games, brought us some of the newer titles like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty World War II. Number 5. Some Call of Duty games are banned or censored around the world. If you've ever played a Call of Duty game, you can attest to how intense and realistic the action can get. When you combine loads of violence with the precarious world of global politics, someone is bound to get upset. Several countries have taken issue with the way they are depicted in the series, particularly in parts of the Middle East. Some countries still allow the sale of the game, but only once specific scenes of graphic violence have been altered. This was the case for the level called No Russian in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which was completely removed in some countries. More on that later. Number 6. Call of Duty Black Ops features 2 playable US presidents. Call of Duty Black Ops, which originally released in 2010 on systems like Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, featured the return of the fan-favorite Zombies mode. There are 2 maps included in the Zombies mode: 5, which takes place in the Pentagon, and Kino der Toten, which guides players through an abandoned theater in Germany. On the 5 map, there are 4 playable characters, including 2 former United States presidents. Players can step into the shoes of President John F. Kennedy or Richard Nixon, gunning down the undead with political prowess. Number 7. There are classic multiplayer maps hidden in Call of Duty Warzone. Call of Duty Warzone is the newest craze in the realm of free-to-play battle royale games, bringing both Call of Duty newcomers and veterans together for crazy firefights. Each match takes place on a giant map full of interesting locations, ranging from a huge sports stadium to an expansive supermarket. Tons of secrets can be found on the massive Warzone map, including some classic multiplayer maps tucked away in various locations. For example, players can discover the Kill House map from Call of Duty 4 located close to the airport. One of the more obvious map homages can be found at the TV station location, which resembles the classic multiplayer map Broadcast. Number 8. Modern Warfare 2's No Russian Mission Controversy. As we mentioned before, the Call of Duty franchise is no stranger to controversy. There are many levels with surprisingly graphic violence and sensitive subject matter, leading to plenty of angry emails and upset customers. One of the most controversial Call of Duty levels is the No Russian stage from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. In this stage, players control a group of terrorists as they shoot at civilians in an airport, resulting in a terrifyingly brutal massacre. During development, some playtesters were so upset by the level that the creators included a skip feature, allowing players to bypass the level without losing any progress or achievements. This divisive level will surely go down in history as one of the most talked about video game missions of all time. Number 9. The highest multiplayer prestige level is 20. Although the story missions in Call of Duty are expertly crafted and well worth playing, most players seem to favor the multiplayer options instead. Call of Duty 4 revolutionized online multiplayer with addictive progression and exciting gameplay, and the series has continued to have excellent competitive options ever since. One of the most popular features is the Prestige ranking system, which allows max-level players to reset their progress in exchange for the exclusive items and a shiny new emblem. Although most Call of Duty games contain 10 or 15 levels of Prestige, the highest multiplayer Prestige level is actually 20, achievable in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Number 10. Nuketown is the most popular map. There have been some very popular Call of Duty maps, but when you line them all up, Nuketown comes out victorious. This smaller map puts players in the middle of a nuclear bomb test site, modeled after a standard suburban neighborhood. The map originally appeared in Call of Duty Black Ops, and since then, Nuketown has appeared in tons of other Call of Duty titles. It has appeared in both multiplayer and zombies modes, as well as other specialized modes like Blackout. Nuketown's popularity doesn't stop at the boundaries of the virtual world either, as the stage has even been recreated for real-life paintball and airsoft matches at playfields around the world. Number 11. Zombies mode was almost scrapped. The wave-based Zombies mode is one of the most popular Call of Duty modes ever made, and you might be surprised to learn that it was almost scrapped altogether. When developing Call of Duty World at War, the creators at Treyarch were experimenting with some new cooperative elements. Although they were behind schedule already, the team decided to pursue the zombies concept, even though several lead developers thought it was a silly idea. After the massive success that Zombies has brought to the Call of Duty formula, it seems like they made the right call. Number 12. Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3 have sold the most copies. We've already talked about the major success that the Call of Duty franchise has seen, but with 16 individual main titles, you might be wondering what the most popular Call of Duty games are. When you line up each Call of Duty entry and compare their worldwide sales, two titles wind up nearly matching at the top. Although the first Black Ops game sits at the top as the highest-selling Call of Duty title, Modern Warfare 3 comes in at an extremely close second. Both games have sold nearly 31 million copies since they released, raking in crates of cash. Number 13. Call of Duty Esports draw in over 100,000 viewers. Due to its seniority as one of the longest-running FPS franchises of all time, Call of Duty has earned a significant following in the world of esports. In the early days of pro gaming, Call of Duty was one of the biggest competitive titles in the scene, although lately that honor has gone to games like League of Legends, Dota 2, and Counter-Strike. However, it seems like more people are turning to Twitch to check out the Call of Duty tournaments, as official streams have seen a steady rise in viewer numbers over the last few years. This might be due to the massive prize pools, which reached $2 million in total value at the 2019 Call of Duty World Championship Tournament. Number 14. There were big plans for Call of Duty movies. The Call of Duty games are all about action, gunfire, explosions, and the incredible danger of war. These key aspects make the franchise a great candidate for a live-action movie adaptation, and it's kind of surprising that we haven't seen a major Call of Duty movie yet. Back in 2015, game publisher Activision stated that they were working on a big-budget cinematic universe for the Call of Duty franchise, with director Stefano Sollima signing on to direct the first film. Although the movie was supposed to start filming sometime in 2019, there hasn't been much news about the project. In a recent interview, Stefano stated that the Call of Duty movies were no longer a priority at Activision, so the future of the project looks bleak. That said, with how much money the Call of Duty franchise is worth, we wouldn't be surprised if a new project popped up. Number 15. There are tons of hidden teddy bears. The Call of Duty franchise is full of Easter eggs, from the aforementioned classic maps in Warzone to the many secrets you can discover in the various zombie modes. In a game about death, destruction, and war, it's funny that the most prevalent Easter egg is a teddy bear. Not just one teddy bear, but dozens and dozens of teddy bears, scattered across campaign maps, multiplayer maps, and even in cutscenes. Secret teddy bears first made their appearance in Call of Duty Finest Hour, and have since shown up in at least 12 other Call of Duty games. So if you're ever playing Call of Duty and get a bit bored, you might want to consider hunting down some of these stuffed animals. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to click subscribe to join the Zero Deaths community. We selected this video for you to watch next.